resonate with me at times, but they really made me think about stuff that's out there. So I feel like, especially this generation, that we let a lot of things that happen in other people's lives, and the biggest catalyst of that is social media. I feel like social media, and let me move this a little bit closer. Let me get closer as well. I feel like social media has a lot of people in a chokehold, and I feel like a lot of people do forget. And this goes out to anybody that's also watching this video that may feel like this resonates with you. Understand that this is a message that is being delivered. This is not to attack your character or to make you feel bad, but to make you realize that the life that you live and the things that you have in your life aren't so bad, because a lot of people would want to be in your spot. And some of the people that have more than you would like to also pull back and kind of maybe live the life that you live. But back to the point, social media, being online, like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those apps, you get to see a lot of people's lives, and sometimes the 17, 18, 19-year-olds that are living this type of life when you're in your mid-20s or late 30s or early 40s, and so on and so on, living a certain life, and you feel like, man, that should probably be me. Sometimes you gotta take a step back. You never know somebody's background, if they inherited that. Some people just work very much harder than a lot of other people, and it happens like that. You can't be upset about that. Sometimes it happens. So it's about what you can do. And I'm sorry if I keep itching like my face and my nose. Allergies are bothering me. So, but I really want to get this video done for you also. I'm sorry. But yeah, those points, I've seen it a lot myself also. I've noticed that sometimes I would measure my own progression with other people's progressions, and it would be something that I wouldn't even try to do it intentionally. It would just be something I would judge it based off of somebody else's life, and everybody's in a different position in their life. I always like to tell people that sometimes you hit your stride and some things click for you. Some things click, 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 click for you at different times than it does for other people. And that's just life. Sometimes that just happens. So you have to keep that in mind and remember that, like, your life is not the same as everybody else's life. That really is really the biggest thief of joy. That can mess up a lot of people's days, and I've seen it mess up people's days. I've seen people be very thankful for their opportunities, but then see somebody else's relationship, see somebody else's success, see somebody else's whatever else you want to name it, and they chalk it up to my life not being in the position that I wanted to be. And I've seen a quote, I can't remember where it's from, but they said the previous 5 years of your life will impact the next 5 years of your life. So what will you do about it? And I do believe that. I do believe that everything that you did in your last 5 years is a reflection of now, but everything that you may do in your next 5 years will be a reflection of then. And I do feel like that is very important. I feel like the more work you put in, even if you do not see the results right at that very moment, will pay off in the very, very, very long run. But you just have to play the waiting game. I know a lot of people can be impatient. I can be impatient myself. So it's very hard to tell people that and get them to understand what you're telling them, because it's easier said than done. Complacency, though, that was a little bit of the thief of joy. But complacency can be just you not liking where you are, like we spoke about, but also just not doing anything. Like, you gotta really be willing to work hard and do things on the days that you don't want to. And I know that's hard. One of the biggest things that I do to help myself in that situation is I like to do a snowball effect, and I like to just start small and work my way up. Start by making your bed, start by folding your clothes, start by going on a run, start by untying your shoes and tying your shoes again. Small habits, and then build your day up, build it up through your day to work your way to what you need to work it towards. Stuff like that will really help you catapult yourself to the next step and continue going. Other things outside of that is whatever brings you motivation. If it's a video, a song, a person, get that motivation. Even if it's somebody from your past, just whatever brings you motivation, find that moment to dig deep and figure out what that is, and get that motivation I've seen so far, and I can only talk from a standard because I am working my way up that ladder, but I'm not quite there yet. But I can tell you from the things I've seen, it's not about just being the best and doing, like, you don't have to do what I do. Like, I just got off my second job, and now I'm recording some videos for you all. So I got from one job to the second job to now recording, but that's because I love y'all, and I'm so much locked in, and I love it so much. Any chance I get, I want to do those things. But it's not that it's just you have to do more than the next person. That's all you have to do, is you have to just do more. And I know that we talked about not comparing yourself, but when I see the next person, it doesn't even have to be the person you know. It literally could be within yourself. You just have to do more than what you did yesterday. That's a better way of phrasing. You have to do more than you did yesterday. If you can do more than you did yesterday, you're gonna be fine. And you just slowly do that and work your way up. Slowly, 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 slowly do a little bit more than you did yesterday. And so on and so on and so on. And things will carry themselves over. But I know how easy it is to get on the phone and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll endlessly and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. It gets us all. Sometimes you do need a mental break and just take some time, but you need to be doing something a little bit more productive, more than scrolling. That's the best thing. So that things can be hard, and some of our favorite people, you have to remember that these people are like 10, 15 years into their profession. A lot of stuff didn't happen for these people overnight. So when you see these people with all these accolades and just amazing things, you have to remember that they were in your position and they did what you did for 10 plus years, and now they're reaping their benefit. A lot of people forget that. A lot of people think that when you start something, it's gonna work for everybody. There is gonna be certain people out there that just as soon as they start it, it's just gonna go. It just happens. That's just life. It's the luck of the draw. But it doesn't happen for everybody else. Like on this channel, I've been doing this YouTube channel has been active for maybe 3 years. I've been a year and a half consistent, and as you can see, I've found you wonderful people, and now things are starting to grow. But it wasn't until I took my steps and was consistent, and I have to remind myself this. I feel like consistency is every day, every day, every day, every day, but still showing your face and doing the things. Yes, can I be a little bit more active on TikTok? Can I be a little bit more active on Instagram? Yes, I could be a lot more active on those, but YouTube being my main platform, I feel like I'm pretty active as much as I can. If I'm not posting a long form video, I'm posting shorts. But I used to, as well, in the ASMR community, used to look and be like, hey, maybe let me do this, maybe do that, and then it makes me not want to make the videos that I want to make. That's why I said in my Ramble video, just a video ago, that I was going to take the time to make the videos that I want to try something different, because I don't want to be put into a box, and I don't want to just do all the videos that everybody else is doing. That works for them, it doesn't work for me, and then I wonder why something may not work. Just film the videos that you want to film, and I feel like bringing these videos anyway, is going to be something that's going to be so great, because it's going to be able to inspire and help people. And it's a Ramble video with some hand sounds, so who doesn't love stuff like that? But ASMR Rest, his channel, I watch it all the time, and he has some great points, and he makes great videos, and I feel like it's very refreshing. So I wanted to just get on here and speak that as well. Just never forget, do not compare your life to other people's lives, because everybody's in a different part, and cherish your life very much, because there's a lot of people that wish to be in your position, and there's a lot of people that we wish were still here. Mental health is a really, really big thing, and I feel like our generation suffers from it very silently. So I don't want a lot of people to feel that you're not being heard, or that you're not being cared about. But the first step that it starts with is within yourself. You need to sit there and be able to accept it and acknowledge the fact that I do have a problem, and that I feel that if I look at other people's lives, and we do it subconsciously without even knowing we do it really. Like, you watch your favorite YouTuber, you could be like, hey, they got that thing, and I wanted that thing, or I want that thing. And it could be two things that can happen. It can either motivate you, or it can make you feel like, man, like, maybe one day I'll get that thing. I just gotta figure out a way. Those two things. The second one is the one you want to avoid. That's the one that you're comparing yourself and not even knowing it. You gotta think about those type of things. ways I told you, is to also be motivated and be like, you know what? I'm gonna get that thing. I'm gonna get that. That right there. That's me. I'm gonna get that. Or I was gonna get that anyway. That's one of the biggest things, and it could be very 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 wishy washy and a little nerve wracking, because we're all going through life, especially the younger generation that are first starting to become in the real world, from the 18s to the 21s. I want to say 18 to 22. I feel like you're really really lost. For the most part, technically you're lost, and you're trying to find your way. Any age could be lost though, but I feel like any age, the comparisons, stop with the comparisons. Don't do it. Take a step back. Sometimes when you're looking at something, and kind of smooth yourself out, and the complacency. Understand that, hey, you're not where you want to be, but you can change that. The biggest asset that you have, and people say all the time, but I want you to understand the biggest asset that you have is time. Time. This thing that tells us it's 2:09 right now. This thing that's saying the time on it, 2:09. Time is the biggest thing you have, and you want to use it to your best of your abilities. Any single chance that you get, you want to try and maximize it as much as you can. Always, because it's the one thing that you really can't get back, and it's really the biggest investment that you can use for yourself. Another thing is, I feel like that thought process is programmed into us. I do not think that you are just like born with that. I do feel like, as you can see around you, I feel like it starts when we're kids. Seeing somebody else have something, you want it, and maybe not being able to get that thing, or you're being able to get that thing, is one of the reasons why we maybe feel like that. But it's just a weird dynamic as a human being, to want to compare yourself, especially, and not to compare yourself to somebody that you know, but most of the time it's to being you comparing yourself to somebody that is literally across the world that you don't even know. You could be in Dallas, Texas, and somebody that's in Hawaii. You're literally comparing yourself and be like, man, I don't have that, I don't have this, I don't have that. It's unhealthy. It's really unhealthy. Like I said, we live in a generation where this is probably one of the most unhealthy, mentally unhealthy generations that we've ever seen. And I attest that to a lot of things around us. Ever since social media has popularized itself, things have been happening like this. And I know it's hypocritical to say that because I'm on a social platform right now like YouTube, but I feel like everything within moderation isn't bad. I haven't had social media, and I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and probably I want to say 19 or 20, maybe 19 or 20 when I got rid of it. Let's say 19. So 7-8 years. I haven't had that, and I felt good for the most part. Yeah, I haven't had it in such a long time, and I feel good. It felt like I got rid of it for many other reasons, but I feel like it cleared my mind a lot. It brought me back to the real world. I started to see things in a different light, and I started to experience a lot of things that people would also get online to say. And I understood that I also started to have a lot more time. I wasn't so much affected by the things that people said, or the things that people did, or the things that I saw. And I understood that, hey, if I'm going to actually be on camera, or if I'm actually going to, what's the word? Let's say participate. If I'm going to participate in online activities, then why not be one of the people to actually create online content? Sorry, be the person to create online content. And it's been working for me so far. I feel like it's driven me into this space that I'm in right now, but I wouldn't have came across that if I didn't take my step back. And not everybody has to take a step back and go 0 dark 30 and get offline like I did. But you just done it. Getting off TikTok for a little bit, getting off Instagram, getting off Twitter, getting off Facebook, getting off whatever else app you use, getting off that Snapchat, getting off that app for just a little while can really open up doors and really make you realize that, hey, you know what? this for a little while. I've been thinking, and my mind is always on ways that how can I be productive. There is times, don't get me wrong, where the things I'm speaking to you is something. This is one of the videos that I'm gonna go listen back, and I'm gonna also take this information and advice to myself. That sometimes I can get comfortable. Sometimes I have to remind myself, or other people around me have to remind me, relax and slow down, because I'll work myself into the ground. I just want so much that I just want to be the standard for myself, and let alone for my future kids and for my nieces and nephews, but also let them know that, hey, this is what it took. Because I feel like you admire and appreciate people's stories once you hear how much it took and how long it took for them to get there. Some of your favorite people, like I mentioned earlier in the video, took them 10, 15 years to get to where they were. So you starting 10 to 15 days ago is not going to be comparable to somebody that's 10 to 15 years into what they're doing. You don't know how many times they failed and failed and failed and failed, how many times it worked, they lost it, failed, and got it back. You don't know how many times that happened for them. So you can't sit up there and feel like, hey, okay, well, if this doesn't work for me in 2 months, I'm done. No, don't do that to yourself. As long as you are trying something, you will succeed at something. And as long as you are self-aware of everything that you're doing, especially on your cell phone, your tablet, your computer, no matter what it is, even when you're walking in the mall, you're seeing billboards, as long as you're self-aware that, hey, that's cool. That's gonna be me one day. I'm gonna get there. I love that. Actually, whatever else, if you can be self-aware of that, then I feel like you'll separate yourself. But once you get there, and please don't forget this, once you get to that point, do not forget to reach your hand back and help the next person. If that person doesn't want the help, that's fine. Go to the next person. But like I'm saying now, I hope this resonates with at least one person. When it works out for you, I hope that resonates with one person for yourself on your side. We just want to help one person at a time, whoever we can possibly help, because there's somebody that feels this way, that was looking for this message, or somebody that is conflicted, and this just brought them to tears because they didn't know what was making them upset, but they figured it out. But it's being a man to comments. ASMR. And I just wanted to talk about this topic. The topic being complacency and the thief of joy. Those two things, when paired together, can be detrimental to a lot of people. But when you flip it on its head and you have a positive mindset about this thing and everything else in the world, can be one of the best beneficial things to get you ahead and help you better understand what it is that life is and how great